Hello, 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 and welcome to the Babe Bulletin podcast, where we talk self-love, empowerment, boudoir, and anything else that makes us feel like a total babe. My name is Alicia. I'm a boudoir photographer and a body liberation expert, and I just turned 34. I just had my birthday yesterday, and I thought what a perfect time to talk a little bit about birthdays and aging and self-love and body appreciation, because I don't know about you, but I am not the biggest fan of birthdays. I love celebrating them for other people, but it's not something I have always loved celebrating for myself. I don't love the reminder that I'm getting older, but I would say in the last couple of years, I have been trying to shift the way that I view myself and getting older. I have mixed emotions most of the time when it comes to my birthday, and I don't think I'm the only one who feels that way. I'm trying really hard to feel grateful and reflective when my birthdays come around, but sometimes I feel a little wonky and wobbly in my body as well. So mixed emotions, very normal. Not everybody loves them, not everybody hates them. And if you're like me, you're probably somewhere in the middle. So today we're going to be talking about choosing joy and honoring our bodies and celebrating our lives intentionally with our birthdays. And I have a few reminders for you, but I'm going to be real with you guys. These are kind of reminders for me too. It's something that I'm still working on. We are constantly a work in progress, and how I feel about birthdays is something that I am still working on. And I think one of the reasons that we're working on it, or that I'm working on it at least, is because there is so much pressure to stay young. We have to look young, we have to be young, especially for women. There's just so much like youth worship, I guess we could call it, in our culture. And this is definitely targeted towards women. I think everybody feels this way, but I really feel like women get the brunt of this. And it's so hard to see advertisements, magazine ads, television shows, like women are not allowed to age. Jennifer Love Hewitt is coming out in a new movie, I Know What You Did Last Summer, something like that. And the criticism that she is receiving, it's horrendous. She's not 18 anymore. She's a grown woman, but people are just tearing her body apart because she doesn't look how she did when she filmed the very first I Know What You Did Last Summer movie. That's insane. It's mind-boggling. But this is pressure that we are constantly under. So I get why birthdays are hard for me and why birthdays are hard for so many people, because that's what we are seeing on a regular basis. Sticking in that feeling though, and like staying in that feeling and being a part of youth worship culture, not great, not super helpful for us, not very beneficial, because guess what? Aging is an inevitability. Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. And honestly, it's a blessing because it's something that not a lot of people get to experience. So let's talk about how we can shift and change our mindset and maybe view our bodies differently over time. I think that's a conversation worth having. One way that I'm trying to do that is to pivot from appearance-based worth to appreciation-based worth. So instead of thinking, what does my body look like? I am trying to focus on, what has my body carried me through? What have I done with my body? What have I accomplished with my body? I've done a lot. I've hiked these hills and mountains in Hong Kong. I have climbed Aztec pyramids in Mexico. I have fallen in love with someone. I've adopted a dog. I have gone hiking in the most beautiful spots in Wisconsin you could imagine. The list goes on and on and on. I've done a lot with this body, so why wouldn't I appreciate it for all of that instead of being focused on the fact that as I get older, I've gained weight. I'm getting gray hairs. I have wrinkles that were not there before. I have skin tags that were not there before. Like, things are just changing. year to year. They just are. I could focus solely on that, the way that my body is looking and how that's changing, but again, that's really not beneficial. What am I going to gain by doing that? So instead, let's appreciate what our bodies have done for us and what we have accomplished with our bodies and all of the really, really, really cool stuff that our bodies have carried us through. That's way better. I'm also trying to reframe the way I feel about my body as it does physically change. Like, okay, my wrinkles are a reminder that I am living my life. Smile lines and 11s, hey, they're a reflection of the fact that I have experienced emotions in my life. The softness on my body is a reminder that I have survived up until this point. And there have been times in my life where I did not think that that was going to be a thing that happened. But I'm still here, still trucking. Scars are a result of stories. I have many scars from all sorts of things. I remember when I was little, I would be playing, and if I got like a cut or a scar or something, I thought, oh, this is really like cool because it means I played really, really hard that day. And I almost kind of want to go back to that mindset a little bit. We don't owe the world, we don't owe anybody a younger version of ourselves. We owe ourselves a little bit of reverence and some respect and some love for the woman that we have become up until this point. So let's work on that reframe. Now, let's talk about some rituals for our actual birthday. Okay, so we've got our reframe happening. We're changing the way that we think about our bodies. We're changing the way that we think about birthdays. And let's figure out some self-love rituals that we can do on our actual birthday, or maybe any day if you need them. These are gentle and tangible things that you all could do to connect to yourself as you celebrate another trip around the sun. Something that I plan on doing is writing a love letter to myself and thanking my body for what it has carried me through in the last year. I think that's going to be very therapeutic and helpful, so I'm planning on doing that for myself. You could take yourself on a little solo date. Maybe you hit up breakfast by yourself, or you go to a bookstore, you head out for a nice, gentle, quiet walk, or you crank up Megan Thee Stallion and you have a dance party in your own kitchen. You do you. But spending some time alone by yourself doing something you want to do is a fantastic way to reconnect with your body. You could also make like a little celebration box, like a little something special for you that's filled with things that bring you joy. Maybe there's a candle with your favorite scent on it. Maybe you've got a playlist that you really, really love listening to. I don't know, journal prompts or photos that make you smile every time you see them. Letters from people that you love. All of that can go in your little celebration box, and you can add to it throughout the year. And then on your birthday, you can go through and look at all of the little goodies and trinkets and joyful reminders that you are living your life. I think that's very beautiful, and I'm contemplating doing that for next year. Obviously, I can't do it now because I just turned 34 yesterday, but I think it's a really cute idea moving forward. Of course, you could always do a birthday photo shoot. I'm a big fan of those, even if it's just with your phone, setting up your self-timer, capturing how you look, how you feel in this moment. I always am a huge fan of documenting our bodies. I think it's really important, and I think women don't do it enough. I don't think women get in front of the camera enough. We're typically the ones taking the photos. So getting in front of the camera and having a little photo shoot for yourself, fantastic self-love ritual right there. And then, of course, if you've ever talked to me, you know I love gratitude lists. I love joy lists. I'm very type A, so I just like lists in general, which is probably why this resonates with me so much. But I would say write down 10 things that you want to do in the coming year and think about the way that those activities are going to light you up. If you're looking for a few additional ways to celebrate on your actual birthday, because I think everything I kind of listed so far is like anything you could sort of do throughout the year. On your actual birthday, I would highly recommend getting together with a few friends, maybe at brunch, and making the brunch celebration all about joy and laughter and being real. I also love that it's over a meal. It's a healthy way to connect with food as well. So getting together like over a meal really draws people together, and just what a lovely way to celebrate yourself. You could have a full-on retreat day. I think specifically on birthdays, this is such a fun thing to do. Book a hotel room that's just for you. Maybe go to a spa and have a day that's all about relaxation. Bring your journal with you. Bring good snacks with. If you're doing a birthday day away, you gotta bring good snacks with. That is a must-have. Draw yourself a bubble bath. Just bring whatever vibe you need to feel refreshed and excited about the year ahead of you. Do that on your birthday. If you were looking for something out that you have not normally done, go book a hotel room and get away for the day. I mentioned photo shoots earlier as a way to reconnect with your body. Birthday photo shoots, big fan of. Boudoir, obviously. That's what I do for a living. Boudoir specifically really, really, really helps people celebrate their bodies, celebrate their life exactly as it is, nurture their bodies, see their bodies in a new way. So of course I'm a big fan of that. And if you can, booking on your birthday it's almost like that retreat, like that getting away for a few hours, like going to a hotel room or a spa. Same idea. Like at my studio, they're like 4 or 5 hour sessions. So it's a day to get away and just be with yourself and be with your body and have other people hyping you up and letting you know that you are like super hot. Like, what is not to love about that? And then I mentioned earlier some like writing self-love routines. I think one that I didn't touch on, but is also a really good idea would be like a life recap ritual. So writing down 5 things that you're proud of, 5 things that you've learned, and 5 things that you are dreaming about. I think that in conjunction with like the love letter to your own body, those 2 things together would be a really fantastic way to honor the year that you've just had and think about what you're looking forward to in the year to come. And then of course you can always give yourself a gift. You can always buy yourself something or make yourself something. And it doesn't have to be big. It could be a brand new book that you've been thinking about, or a super silky soft robe, or maybe a plant. I like to buy myself jewelry. The jewelry that I wear on my hand, I bought that as a gift for myself after I did something really, really hard, which was speaking at the Boudoir Summit. That was kind of my reward to myself. And I think we're allowed to do that. We don't have to rely on other people to give us gifts. We can get a little something something for ourselves as well. So I'm hoping that these rituals and these kind of creative ways to celebrate has got your wheels turning and you're thinking about some things that you can do when your birthday rolls around. I am certainly going to be trying some of these myself in the coming year and finishing out my birthday week by doing a few of the written rituals. I'm a big fan of affirmations, as you all know, so I do have a few that I jotted down and wanted to share with you. Maybe they'll help you out if you are struggling with your birthday. Just remember that we can be grateful for the woman that we are becoming. Our bodies are worthy of celebration at every single age, and we are going to give ourselves full permission to enjoy the next year of our life. I hope that was helpful, and I'm glad that I got to share, and yeah, I will for sure be doing some of these things for myself. If any of them kind of resonated with you, please let me know in the comments, because I would love to know if I mentioned anything that you have never thought about doing before. If you like what we're doing here at the Babe Bulletin, please like and subscribe to the podcast. It's very, very helpful. If you know someone, maybe who has a birthday coming up, you could share this with them, and then they can do some of the stuff in preparation of their birthday that's coming up. Like that celebration box, for example. They could start working on that right now. So if you have a friend who you think would benefit from this podcast, please send the episodes their way. It is so helpful. And then you can also rate and review this podcast on pretty much every single podcast provider of choice. It is so helpful getting those ratings. It lets those podcast providers know, hey, this has valuable information in it, and we should share it to the masses. So we can spread the self-love around with something as simple as leaving a rating or a review. If you want to help out the studio, you can find my work, buxandboudoir.com. I'm Bucks and Boudoir pretty much everywhere on social media. So hit me up if you want to see the boudoir work that I'm doing here. And if you are struggling with food or the relationship that you have to food and you are so sick of dieting, I have a brand new anti-diet starter kit. It's going to help you explore those feelings a little bit, reconnect with food, and get out of toxic, crappy shitty diet culture. And you can find that link in the description of this episode. And now it is time for the Babe of the Week. I got a shout out to the staff at Texas de Brazil in Wauwatosa. I wish I caught the name of the waitress we specifically had. She was great. I think it started with a T. I'm so sorry I did not catch your name. But everyone at that restaurant was so kind and warm and inviting. And that is where we went and had my birthday dinner. It's like a Brazilian steakhouse chain. And I had never been there before. Shout out to my client who recommended it. We had a great time. But I just wanted to really, specifically highlight the waitress that we had because she was so helpful. She was so nice. She was always checking in on us. She made sure I had a fantastic birthday dinner. And just little things like that, they mean a lot to me. I love, I care for people kind of for my living. I give a lot of my energy and empathy and care to other people. And so when I run into someone who's doing that for me, it just very much warms my heart. So if you have not been to Texas de Brazil in Wauwatosa, I would definitely check it out. My husband and I had a great time. And to all of the staff, because honestly, they were all amazing. Thank you for being a total babe to me and just making me feel important and special and giving me a really fantastic birthday. So shout out to them. All right, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you all aging and getting older with me. We are gonna just keep on trucking because that is all we can do. Remember that your body is a good body, and we will talk again soon. Bye.